Hello and welcome to Discus, South Carolina's virtual library. I'm Linda Heimberger, the Electronic Resources Training and Outreach Coordinator with the South Carolina State Library. Today we're looking at part 2 of our e-learning series on Google and Microsoft integration with Gale Resources. Our Gale Resources consist of 3 databases that are useful for you to create lesson plans and assignments around: biography in context, kids info bits, and opposing viewpoints in context. I'm going to refer you first to our website, and you're welcome to look at this now or at the conclusion of the screencast. But I wanted to point out that we do have a document that is linked from our training resources, as you can see here at scdiscus.org. We have both a PDF format of both an elementary level and a middle and high level subject and topical guides that will be of great use to you to be able to determine which of the resources are Google integrated, as you can see in the last column on each of these handouts. And you can also find out which of those have MS OneDrive integrated with them. It is Google heavy at this point, but our database vendors are beginning to increase access to being able to download using the Microsoft products as well. So when you go out to our main Discus webpage and select databases from the A to Z list, you will find biography in context, kids info bits, and opposing viewpoints. Notice at the top you have the option to sign in with Google, with Microsoft, or with Google Classroom. And it's best that you and your students get used to signing in first with that account so that you will be able to seamlessly save information to those 2 different drives. If you forget and find your information first, it will prompt you later to log in, but this is just a much more easily accessed approach to doing this at the beginning. Once you've located an article, and here I have conducted a search on stem cells, once you've located an article, you can actually go straight to send to Google Drive or send to OneDrive, because at the article level you will always see this toolbox to the right of the source. Again, if you have not signed in at this point, once you have located your information, you are prompted again if you choose send to Microsoft OneDrive or send to Google Drive. It will give you that option. It's just a little bit more of an extra step to do. It kind of takes you away from your focus being on the research process, but it's certainly a good safety valve if you've forgotten to sign in to begin with. Once you have clicked on your Google Drive or your Microsoft OneDrive and you are logged in, you want to wait until you see this notification that documents have been sent to that drive before you navigate away from the page or the information, so that you know that it has successfully made it to your Google Drive. Once it saves, it's actually going to create a folder. If you haven't used the database before, it will create a folder on your drive, so it'll be easily accessible. You will not have to look through all of your documents throughout your drive to locate your stem cell article. The other piece that's nice is it is placed in alphabetical order within that folder. So if you have already located other articles, such as my students and homework here on the right, you will easily find it in alphabetical order by the title. An additional feature in the Gale databases that would be excellent to incorporate into e-learning assignments or e-learning homework process would be the highlight and notes feature that is in all 3 of our Gale databases. So your students, as they are actually looking up their resources, your students can highlight the text that might be of value to them for a speech, for a paper that they're giving. And notice when they highlight that text, the gray box Highlight, Notes, and Delete appears. and they're able to then choose a color. This is nice that they have more than one highlight color, because if you are working with a controversial issue or topics that have pros and cons, students could highlight all the pros for an issue in yellow, all the cons in green, and be able to quickly see in their article research that they have pulled together which opposing side the section refers to. They can also create a special note for any of those pieces that they have highlighted. So for instance, here they've highlighted this article. They've left a note for themselves, quote from my paragraph on types of stem cells, and then they simply hit save. The nice thing about this is all of the highlighting and the notes are sent to the Google Drive or the OneDrive when the student sends it, so that instead of having just one blank article like we had when I first showed you the Google Drive, they are actually going to have all of their highlighting and their notes saved as well. So when they do some research in school, when they come home, they're going to be able to quickly remember, oh yes, this is why I had this article, this is where my information is. So notice here in yellow we have a note, do more research to find out which of these classes of cells are most often used in medical research. So they can even make notes to themselves about what they want to do as the next step in their research. And I'll show you another view of the Google Drive now, where you can actually see, again, in alphabetical order, you find the stem cells article with its markup, and you see the entire document there, and it opens up in Google Docs for them. So they can save it with another file name, they can manipulate the files, they can change the rename the folder from opposing viewpoints to something else, maybe the name of their project. And at the very last page of that article is where they're going to find all of their highlighted passages pulled out along with the notes that went with them. So they'll have that all in one place. In addition, they'll have their source citation readily available as well. So there's an additional delivery option when that goes beyond the articles if students are interested in images that they want to be able to refer to later. The images will download as documents also with the citation information and can be either downloaded as a PDF file and saved or as an HTML file and saved there. And then audio files that are also available in the Gale databases can be saved as a transcript, and if a third party has provided the audio file, they'll often send you to that link for them to be able to see that or hear that MP3 audio file. Notice there is a listen aloud feature so that students can actually hear the transcript being read aloud. So that wraps up our Google and Microsoft integration with our Gale databases, and we will have our additional databases featured in upcoming e-learning videos. If you have any question about today's screencast, or you have questions as you are working along developing assignments or working with these tools, please contact us. I have our contact information here on the screen for you, and we will be welcome to follow up with you at any time on these pieces. Thank you for attending today.